What's up everyone? So this weekend is going to be a lot of fun because we have made it to the parents' house. So actually today is gonna be the fun day. Yesterday was the drive out here. Brian and I decided to meet up here. He's way up at the top of the driveway there filming the Nismo. We just finished up working on that. So make sure you check out that video. It should be going up after this one. So when we took the truck off-road when it had just 500 miles on it, I got this nice little scratch right here. Hopefully the camera can pick that up. So it's time to fix that, cover it up, and start working on the Tacoma. So first up on the list, we had to pull the truck in. It's starting to rain outside. We're gonna wrap this whole lower section of the truck here. You guys saw the scratch. I really don't want anything worse to happen. It's gonna be basically protection for all of that paint. When I decide to go bigger tires, hint, hint, that's gonna kick up a lot more stuff, so I definitely wanna keep that paint protected. All right, so we just finished up running the knifeless tape. I went ahead, oh gosh. Oh, my knee popped. Oh, so I'm back. That's what happens when you're kneeling on concrete for a long time. But anyway, we ran the knifeless tape, cleaned it again. Now it's time to do the vinyl. This is always the hardest part to start.
You want to do it as one continuous motion all the way, because if you stop and then go, it'll create a tiny little pull. Basically, it'll stretch the vinyl.
Ready? Yep. And go. Boom! Like a boss. You always want to pull this up and away. Same thing, you don't want to stop, but not as important as the tape.
And then with the remaining knifeless tape piece, you just pull up this green. It'll be in two different pieces, and you just want to pull it up and away. One is on the outside and one is actually underneath the vinyl, which means once that's all out, you then take your squeegee again, because now there's a little lip that's up. It's kind of hard to see. And then you just keep going up the whole way, and that makes it a really nice smooth line. And as you saw when we were laying down that knifeless tape, you really take your time because you want it straight. It can easily get waves and variations, which obviously would make it look bad. So to do this, what you want to do, we'll have Mike hold this up here, and then I'm just going to hold this corner down here as I heat it up, and we're going to really stretch it around.
So we're not too concerned about doing the whole interior door, just a nice clean line to finish it off. As much as the door is going to be open, no one's really going to see it, so just make it nice and clean looking.
And just like that, you just want to pull this edge up and over, find a natural line, and then use your squeegee. And now we got a nice line, which again, you're not really going to see this, but at least it's folded up enough so it looks pretty clean.
So now we're moving on to this corner right here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my best to push this around the door as Bri catches it.
We got the vinyl sitting over here.
Oh, let me zoom in.
And now,
hopefully you guys can see that. It's not the best lighting there, but.
And now I'm just gonna pull it over just like normal, making sure this edge is nice and flush. So I got a pretty good amount over on this back side.
So we finished up with the driver door. We're gonna go ahead and start on the passenger side. Same process, pretty easy to do. We went ahead and did the other side first, so you guys are actually gonna see the video in reverse, just so we could get our bearings on it, and we'll go ahead and finish up the side. All right, so yeah, we're obviously not professionals, but we think we do a pretty good job. And then you see this happen.
I mean, So if you can look, there's a little knifeless tape showing. I might have cut it this much too little, or just didn't hold it up enough, but I think the filament should be just under it, so.
And we have like a good 1.5 inches here and like 2 inches down below. So.
I'm confident that it'll.
Yikes.
It's really just right here and the filament,
So.
That was a close one.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see if my brilliant cutting ruined it or didn't, but we might be good.
Man.
That's straight.
Talk about.
Barely made it. I do need the heat gun for a little wrinkle there, but. All right, so if you can see there's a little bubble right here, it might be really hard to see. Somehow this vinyl, whenever you get a bubble like that, all you do is push it and it actually disappears.
And what we learned on the other side is that we're actually going to tuck this edge right into the weather strip here. We're not actually pulling this off, we're just tucking it in behind there nicely. That way we have a nice clean line.
So you kind of pull it up and you push it right into the slot and you can see how it gets in there.
So we are finished up with the cab portion of the truck. We haven't started working on the bed just yet. What I want to move on is to these letters that I got from Tacoma Vinyl Decals, and I will have his website along with his Instagram in the description below. He has these for the Tundra and the 4Runner as well. So I have 3 different sets. The little portion is gonna go on the glove box. The larger letters are gonna go on the rear tailgate, and these right here are supposed to go on the door sills. Now, I don't know what it is about the different models, but I think the 2016s say Toyota right here. Mine does not have that. So I got the idea to use those on the Tacoma letters on the side. We already went ahead and did the other side. That way we can show you guys the proper way to do it, because there are instructions on how to use this. We've kind of figured out what worked and what didn't work. So the instructions in this kit tell you to use a piece of tape to peel these off. You can't actually just do it with your hand or it will rip part of the backing off as well. And then the instructions actually show to use the wet method in doing this. And we tried a couple practice tees before this. It was just too loose. It wiggled around too much to actually lay and stick to the letter. So we're doing it dry method, lining it up as much or as best as we can right in the middle of it. The letters are a little bit smaller than the actual truck letters, which is nice. You can kind of see behind it some. Just make sure you get all the bubbles out like you're applying a normal vinyl sticker. And we found that to be the best and easiest way to do this. So while Bryce starts on the C here, what do you guys think? Do you like this with the chrome backing? Obviously these are supposed to go on the door sills. If you have them, I'm sure they would look really good. But I figured that I could try to use them for what I can. I really thought I had the door sills. I don't know why, I thought I did. I thought every truck had them, but what do you guys think? Let me know. Obviously this isn't permanent, so I can easily take them off. Now we're moving on to the tailgate letters, which I can't wait to do. And you can see I got blue, but you might be wondering why I got blue. We'll go ahead and show you. And there we go. We just finished up wrapping the backside. Obviously you can see we had to turn the truck around. It's getting dark out, but now it is time to use the letters from Tacoma Vinyl Decals. These are actually made specifically for the rear gate, so they're gonna look really good. We're gonna work on them individually again. So we're gonna try using the wet method on these ones. We used the dry method on the side, as you saw.
I think with these being bigger, it'll be a little easier to do that.
We're gonna peel them off the same way, using the tape, so you don't ruin the sticker. So the instructions again say to use the wet method. I would definitely recommend doing that. The reason we had to do the dry method on the other ones again is because we were just using them for what they weren't designed for. But definitely read the instructions, do the wet method. It looks like it's coming out very nicely. So we're just finishing up with the last one there, and I gotta say, it matches the paint so well. You would think that we spent hours cutting out all of these letters instead of just covering up the black, which I think is pretty cool. No one's gonna know except you guys. Look at how cool that is. Move your shadow for a sec. I mean, wow. That looks pretty much exactly the same.
Like from here now? They like custom painted matte.
Dude, look from back here. Look at that angle.
We get out in the sunlight, that's...
Yeah, sorry for the...
Oh my gosh, that looks so good.
For the lighting, but we'll get it out in the sunlight. All right guys, so the last piece for tonight, we will be working on this, finishing up tomorrow, is this rear section behind the tire. This little thin portion here, we already did the other side. We removed that, that way we had a cleaner line, you know, so we didn't get any gap if the vinyl shrunk. So we'll go ahead and run our knifeless tape along this edge. Alright guys, so it's the next day. It's time to do the last piece of the puzzle, and that is the glove box inlays. I think this is actually my favorite part. This is kind of just like the icing on the cake. We'll go ahead and start on this project. So we're going to use the masking tape like we did on the other letters, just kind of a smaller piece since the letters are so tiny. And we're going to use the wet method again as recommended in the instructions. We have a Q-tip with us because our fingers are just too big for these. A little stamp here. So the only hard part is peeling that tape off. So if you have a tape that's not as sticky, I would recommend going with that. But it is working. It's coming out very nice.
And when you use the Q-tip, you're pushing it in to technically squeegee out the liquid, and of course, being a Q-tip, it absorbs it. So it's pretty effective being an inlaid piece of the truck. But that'll dry out and that's perfect.
And last up for today's video, I'm gonna put a brand new Bros for Speed decal that we just got in the mail. If you're interested in one, we'll have information in the description below. So that was our fun weekend project for the Tacoma, giving it some paint protection. I don't have to worry about any lower scratches now. Huge shout out again to Tacoma Vinyl Decals for providing those inlays for today's video. Definitely check out their website and Instagram in the description below. They offer decals for the 4Runner and the Tundra as well. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more videos of the Tacoma. I'll see you all next video.